Well, welcome to our show today. This is Mary Beth Harrison with Dallas Native Live, and I have a guest in the nest today. I have Taylor Stewart. I know we were supposed to be on together, I don't know how many weeks ago, and I talked about you anyway, so I talked behind your back. So I just want you to know right now, I've already told them all the dirt. They know everything about you. It's
I love it. I'm okay with that.
I know we were having technical difficulties that day, and it was just a mess. So I'm thrilled to have you on again today. I'm glad you could come back and spend the time with us. So Taylor is with a company called Callbox, and I found this company kind of by accident and have used them myself. So I speak personally about this company and how just all the services they offer. And Taylor, now you're telling me you even offer more services than you did before, because what you guys were, and what I love about you and still love about you, is that you come get this stuff from my house and go store it. And so let's just talk about trying to sell your house. Let's just go with that, because that is what I do. But to get a house ready to sell, we need to declutter. We need to get rid of this stuff. And I don't want to name names, but when someone dumps this humongous storage box in your driveway, first of all, it's shouting to the world, Mayday, wait, we're moving, and all our stuff's in a box and our stuff's out here. I don't know. I just don't love that. They serve a great purpose. Don't get me wrong. But I love that you guys come and pick this stuff up and take it to your storage area. So it's in a climate control. It's in, and this is the best part, because it did happen to me. I thought I was only going to be out of my house while it was being remodeled for this period of time, and it went on to this period of time. I needed my sweaters. It got cold. It's like, I need my sweaters. Yeah. And had I put them in one of the boxes, it probably would have been at the very back corner underneath 15,000 other boxes. But I just call you guys and go, Taylor, I need my sweaters. And you go, oh, that's box 1, 2, 3, 4. And you all go, and your little machine gets it and pulls it out and delivers it to me for free. I'm like, who doesn't want that? So, oh my gosh, I mean, that's just a gift. That's just a gift to homeownership right now, especially with builders, because we're not moving until our house is complete. But the builders, bless their hearts, you know, they're not going to give you a date right now specific, because they don't know. Their supply chain is so screwed up. And so it gives us some wiggle room. You know, it's like, I didn't think I was going to need those dishes, but I do. And you bring me my dishes. Right. So tell me some other stuff you guys are doing, because I know you all will pick up what I've already boxed. Yeah. And store it. Yeah. And they mark everything. I mean, talk about, forget what I do to a box. You guys are, tell me what's in this box, because if I need it, you can go get it, and you've logged every box in. Exactly. So now what else are you guys doing that I'm missing?
Yeah, so we've started full home packing. So we'll pack an entire home if need be, if you don't want to pack yourself. And our pricing is in line with, you know, all of our competitors out there. It's $60 per hour per packer. And we come in, we'll fill the boxes the right way, because, you know, if they're fragile and they're not packed right, things can happen in transit.
What do you mean? I can't imagine that happening, Taylor. I don't understand what you're even saying.
Exactly. And so we'll do the whole pack. We label every box. We wrap all the furniture pieces. But you know, this as being a customer, the online photo inventory, I think, is the biggest piece. You know, you can go in there and be like, okay, I need my Christmas decorations, or I need my box of sweaters, and you can type in that. We'll, you know, select it and we'll bring it back.
Right.
And then I know we mentioned this before, but we also started doing moves as well. So
like physical, you would move me from point A to point B, but not store anything.
Exactly.
Just move me like a regular moving company. Wow. That's great. That's new for me. Oh my gosh. That's, because I love your guys. I mean, I have to say, I got to jump in and just say, when they came to do, because I've stored with you all several times for whether it's staging furniture or my own personal, and they come in, they're so neat and so clean and dressed and uniformed, and And I know that probably sounds really silly, but it's not. I want to know who's coming in my house. I want to know that they're going to take care of my stuff the way I do and love it as much as I do. And so when they come in and they're just so neat and put together and thoughtful, and it's huge. It's not a little thing, it's a big thing. And so I do want to compliment you guys about that. I loved your guys. They were, yeah, I couldn't have asked for a nicer group of people to come into my home. But now I know they would have moved me from point A to point B. That would have been a good day. That would, or they would have come and picked up the all the stuff from the, yeah, that would have been, that's good to know.
Yeah. So kind
Yeah.
of we're full service, definitely all around. So packing, moving, and storage, and really just makes it less stressful on you and our other clients, because when you're moving, there's a lot of other parts going on, and you really just want to kind of let someone else take care of that, and we can do that. And it's
So you all can do packing and moving, or just I've packed myself up and you come move it. So all just a regular moving company, number one, and then this storage on a side of that. And then, so that's great. Offer all of that, but so many people don't have the time to pack it up, or worse, it gets close to the wire and I've packed up this, but I didn't pack up that. And so you guys come in and finish the project is also just a gift, because we all run out of time. I mean, it's
exactly. And I always save the kitchen for last. Most people do. And they're like, can you pack the kitchen? Can you pack the, main bedroom closets, kind of the areas that are difficult to pack? You can have us do that in the future.
Yeah, that absolutely. And so if you're really concerned about some of your valuables being wrapped properly, first of all, I probably want them to do it rather than me. But if I'm really intent on doing that, then I can get all that wrapped up and done and bubble wrapped and whatever else. But I know that you all do that too, because you've done that for me. So I know you do that too. You brought up a word, you said Christmas. I want to go back to that, because one of your guys told me this story, and I talk about never thought about it, but he talked about the fact that he sends all of his Christmas decorations to you guys and you store them. And then come November, December, you call and go, I'm ready to bring my Christmas stuff back, because that takes up a lot of room. And I don't know if you've ever put stuff in an attic, because my theory is if it has to go in an attic, you don't need it anymore.
Don't need it.
Truly don't need it anymore. But that's just my personal opinion on that. Editorial aside. So, but Christmas, you put some of your Christmas stuff up there, and some of mine were old, and they've been my grandparents and whatever. Between the super, super hot and the ridiculous cold, they cracked. They just broke. I mean, some of the things melted, some of them broke, some of them, and with you guys, they're climate controlled, and I would have never thought to send my Christmas decorations to you. But I also got to thinking about it, because you have, with parents aging and whatever, it makes me sad, but it's the way it is. And as they pass on, or grandmother or whatever, and they give you their silver, their china, their whatever, and I don't have any place for that, and yet I'm not quite ready to give that up. That's another thought of, it's not just necessarily for storage of to move or whatever, just but also for things that like that you want, but you just don't have the room for right now. So anyway, that's just one of those things that I thought about after the fact of what's some of the strangest things you've come across as far as storage. Also, before I forget, if you have any comments, go to the chat box, because that's where we'll look at your questions. So if y'all have questions for Taylor or for me, just go to the chat box and we'll watch it from there rather than the Q&A. All right, moving along.
So strangest item. We do have, I think it's like an 8 or 9 foot Santa Claus that we store, because that would be something hard to store on site of your home.
Yes.
So that's one I've seen. I I mean, people have Halloween decorations too. It's mainly that I noticed in our facility, I noticed the big Halloween ones, like there's a big skeleton and things like that. So I'd say those are probably like the most odd items, odd shaped items too.
I love it. That's so funny. I could see that, those little odd shaped. Yeah. It's just, and two, furniture that you're not quite ready to give up. And I know a lot of my clients put those in the garage. But guys, first of all, I loved my appraiser. My appraiser's comment is, your garage is the most expensive storage unit you will ever buy. So I bought this $300,000 house and I'm now using it for storage. It's like, what? And so, yeah, when you start comparing the two, y'all are really a good deal. But anyway, when they put this stuff in the garage where it gets moisture, it gets too hot, it gets too cold, it takes a toll on your furniture and even stuff in cardboard boxes. I know long before you guys, I moved several times and kept moving this stuff in these cardboard boxes that went into the garage in a storage thing. But after a while, they just disintegrate. So you go to pick them up and they're gone. And so it's like, yeah, there's climate control is a big deal.
Yes, no, absolutely. It definitely protects from the high highs and the low lows and items intact, which is
But I love the fact that I can get my stuff back if I need it. That's, to me, is the key to you all, is it's not out of sight, out of mind. And if I really need it back, I mean, we go from winter to summer and all of a sudden I need my shorts and t-shirts. It's the same principle, because, I tell my clients, especially as they're moving, it is winter, so let's clean this stuff out, or it is summer, so let's get that stuff out and make the closet look a little more usable than having everything you own in it or whatever. And so, life happens and you take something off a market or put it back on or whatever happens to where that season changes. And in Texas, it could change this afternoon. So, it can go from 20 to 70. So we may need shorts and a sweater in the same day, but here, bring it, take it, bring it, take it.
Yes, lots of trips back and forth, but that's okay. We can do
exactly. But yeah, the ability to go back and get my stuff if I need it is that without me having to drive to a storage unit. And like I said, I guarantee you it's the bottom box at the back corner. I guarantee you, because that's just Murphy's Law. Is that what I needed was
the hardest thing to get to.
Right. Well, and I thought, well, I'm not going to need those sweaters. It's summer. I'm not going to need it. So why not dump it down there? So, but yeah, the things that you don't think that you might need. So I really love that you all are diligent about marking the boxes of what's in it so that you can go find it. And so it's an amazing system. It's staggering to me that you all would even offer to go get stuff and bring it back to me. It's only going one way and it's only going one way back, ladies. You're not getting a second chance here. So to me, that's really, of all the services you offer, to me, that's the one that's really just, and again, go back to Christmas. I mean, so you bring it to me in end of November and pick it up in January, and I don't have to store the stupid stuff all over again, which I don't have room for anyway. I don't, especially those of us in condos and townhomes, and even some of our newer homes, they're so open and so that you get so taken by, wow, look at the open and look at the kitchen and look at this bathroom, that you don't realize that there's no storage. Right. There's no, I mean, if you're lucky, you'll have an under stair storage at best, but there's not a lot of storage in some of this new construction. So you really do grow out of your shoes pretty quickly on stuff like that. And again, yeah, you can put it in your garage. Absolutely. But might not be your best move when it's all said and done. So
yeah, made me think of something about holding on to furniture pieces, because I often get approached by parents that have furniture that they want to pass on to their kids when they're done with college. And so it's just a great option all around for short term, long term.
Yeah, because sadly, I mean, so many times as our grandparents pass on and leave us stuff, the kids aren't old enough to be in their own place yet. and we're at a point where we don't need any more things. So to give up those precious, priceless things because I don't have any place to store it, it becomes a real issue. I know many people have given up so much furniture and so many things that they loved and were meaningful to them because they didn't have any place for it. And so, you know, the kids were a year or two away from being in their own place and needing that. So it always makes me sad to see that go by the wayside when it, you know, it could have been salvaged. So, so what else am I not asking you? What else is a good tip for just storage and cleaning and whatever?
Yeah, I mean, I think just before a move, I always suggest this. Like, pull out a bag and pull out pieces from your closet, from your kitchen, wherever that you want to send a donation, because it doesn't make sense to move it if you're not no longer putting it to use. And of course, that helps with storage costs as well. So that's what I like to tell people when they're getting ready to move, you know, as they're decluttering, what do they still need and what can they let go at the time? That's what
Yeah, that's a really good point. I always, it amazes me when people move stuff, took the time to move it from one house to the next, knowing darn good and well you didn't want it, no, the time to get rid of it's now. Just, yeah, go through each. It's kind of like take a room a month, you know, and just while you're living in the home, just take a room a month and just go through it. It's amazing what you find. I mean, just going through my closet, I was just mind boggled at how much was like, that's never going on my body again. You know, it hasn't been on in years and it ain't going on. And it's just amazing to me how much stuff we gather. And in our kitchen, I mean, little equipment and stuff that we haven't used in forever. And so, yeah, to move it, to throw it away that's ridiculous. So yeah, good point, is declutter before you make that move. Yeah, absolutely. Is there anything else I'm not thinking about as far as storage that is a good idea, or it's something I wouldn't have thought of to store?
Um, I think you've hit everything. I mean, just using storage during transitions, when you're listing your home, when you're building a home, if you're downsizing, um, you know, there's so many ways and times that we need storage. I mean, I even think of my friends when they get married and they move in together. And they have all this stuff, and maybe they're in a condo and they haven't bought their first home yet. It's like, well, don't get rid of all the furniture if you're going to move into a home in the next couple of years. So really, just at every life transition, just think about it and see if it makes sense.
Yeah, that is a good point. Life transitions is a really a good word here, because, you know, all the baby clothes and all the baby stuff, you don't want to give all that stuff away because buying it again is prohibitive. And so, but to store it in your house, where are you going to put it? And again, if it goes in the attic, how nasty is that going to be? I mean, yeah. I don't even want to think about that, but
I don't want to go into attics.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, if it's meant to go in the attic, I am not doing that. But it's like crawling under your house. So I'm not doing that either. So, but yeah, that's the life transitions is a really good word for thinking about what do you want to keep and what needs to go away. So yeah, that's really a good point. And like I said, you know, things that were given to you that you're not quite ready for, but not quite ready to give away. So many reasons to use, just so many reasons to use, you guys, because again, getting to it is so simplistic, that it's just a game changer, really. Of all the things that you all do, that to me is the game changer, is that I can get my stuff back and fairly quickly. I mean, how often do you need good dishes, your good china or whatever? But when you need it, you need it. And so to be able to get those back for that special occasion and then get it out of your house again is just easy decision. So moving, let's talk about the big move, like move from house A to house B, like no storage, just
straight
move it on. Let's move it on down the road.
Exactly.
How far out do you guys go? Will you go like to another city? Are you just in the Dallas Fort Worth area?
So currently we're offering local moves, and then we also have a sister company now that is a moving platform. So they'll source you, out of city or out of state movers as well. But yeah, anything local to DFW, we can do the pack, and then we can do the entire move from house to house.
Got it. So if I was moving, say, to Houston, heaven forbid, if I were moving, or San Antonio, you all could do the interim, the packing and all that, and then we give it to the sister company to take it
Right.
out from there. Okay, good to know. So you all could handle a move even to another state.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay,
Help
good. That's
coordinate
good.
it all.
That's good to know. I've certainly had to do that with my clients and find movers that would move out of state for them. So yeah, good to know.
And anyone coming in from out of state too, if they haven't found a home yet, because I know the market's a little crazy, we can receive their entire moving truck worth of items. And so we'd still do the inventory in store and then deliver once they identify where they're going to live.
Wow. Okay, wait. I want to be sure I just heard what you said.
Yeah.
So coming from California, like that's a stretch because, only every third person's coming from California right now.
Yes.
So moving from California, they're coming to Dallas. They're going to have to rent for a while because they haven't found something, or their move was so fast that they just needed to be gone. So you all will take in their truckload, store it.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Yes.
Wow. I don't even know what to say about that. Okay. That's phenomenal to know. I mean, really, that would have never crossed my mind because that is such a stressful, moving stressful. I mean, let's be real, moving stressful, but across country. Exactly. And then the house isn't ready, or you're not, and they've got to get out. Theirs is sold. They've got to be gone. Wow, that is amazing. So how much notice do you guys need to come pack up a house, or to and I guess I'm going to have 14 questions here. But do you all come out and bid? So you come to my house and go, oh, you're a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, you're 1,800 square feet. This move will cost you $5. Okay. Yes. And then, so yeah, and it'll take us a day and a half to pack or whatever. Okay. Got it. So how much notice do you need for
a full home pack? We like at least a week. If people are starting to put stuff on the market, I say the sooner the better. So 2 weeks out before you're about to list, just so that you can get the numbers up front. I went to a house the other day, and so I did it for multiple scenarios. We did her declutter, pack, and storage, and then we did her entire house pack and storage and move into the next home when we find it. Or we did their their declutter and storage, but then their pack and move to the next home. So I mean, we can do all the scenarios and all of the different quotes, so they at least know what the cost looks like.
That is so cool. I love that you come in and do it in stages of declutter, pack it, move it. I love that. I wouldn't have thought about that. I mean, would have never crossed my mind to bring you in at the listing so that they can get a feel for what that whole package, because it is part of the cost. I mean, you got to factor that in. We're going to have to move, and what's it going to cost me to get there? So, oh my gosh, that's a great service. Just that alone is a really cool service.
Yeah, and just
from just storing it to start with, because when we first met, that's all you all did. You picked it up, you stored it, brought it back if I needed it. Great. It served its purpose and kept me out of a storage unit. But that's the other thing. If I have to go store this stuff, I have to pack it. I have to lift it. I have to put it in some kind of vehicle to get it to the storage unit. And then I have to pick it up again to shove it into the storage unit. And so just the labor intensiveness of it for a lot of us, that's just huge. I mean, it's days of my time, days of my time. And so to know that you guys would, even if I took the time to pack it, I mean, forget that. I wanted to pack it. I did it. I'm good with that. But the fact that you guys lifted a second time to put it in that storage and then lift it again to get it out of there. Again, we're talking huge here. especially for those of us who it would be all on me, it would buck stops here, it is going to happen to me. So, but do any of us really need to be doing that and hauling the boxes and shoving them in there and whatever? That's just that. Yeah. So it's a bigger picture than just, this is a conversation about storage. It is such a bigger picture. And I don't know about most of you all, but I think the college days of getting your buddies to help you move are probably longer. Buying them a pizza and some beer, I just don't think it's cutting it anymore. I could be wrong, but I don't think it's cutting anymore. Yeah. Before I forget, in the chat box, we've put Taylor's contact information. So be sure and go there, and you can grab that there and how to reach her. Because again, you've given me so many great ideas. It just would have never occurred to me to bring you in at listing time, but that's a foregone. I mean, yeah, your days are numbered. Because they are. I mean, they're going to have to move at some point, and quite frankly, nothing's lasting on the market longer than about a few days to a couple of weeks. Mm-hmm. So it's happening very quickly. Right. And so that would be such good information for my clients to have. So yeah, I love that. That's my favorite thing I think I've learned today, is to bring you in early on and have you give me an overview of what we're looking at here. Thank you. I learn something every day. It's just great.
That's why we do.
Exactly. That's why we talk. Oh, that communication thing. Oh, I get that. So what am I missing? What have I not covered here today?
I think you covered everything.
I really love you guys. I don't endorse a lot of companies. Matter of fact, having lived here my whole life, almost everyone I bring on or talk to, it's because I've used them personally and can speak firsthand about how something works. And that's not to say that you have to go, learn how to paint a house to know about a painter. But I think it does help when you've put your hands on something and you've experienced it for yourself, to be able to, with incredible confidence, go, great guys, clean cut, uniformed, respectful of your property. I mean, just what more could you ask for? If someone's going to come into your home, whether it's your plumber or your electrician or whoever, I'd like to know who they are. I'd like to know who's walking into my house. And so, my guys that I use are people, some of them are family-owned businesses that have grown over the years. And I mean, look at your company. You started out as one thing, and now you're a full service company. And so it's really cool to see you guys just thrive and do what you're doing. I love that. So Taylor's information's in the chat box, guys. So be sure and go there. Like I said, just to get some ideas is worth it alone. But when you start looking around your house today, I want you to not, over the weekend, I'm going to give you till the weekend. I mean, it's Wednesday, you've got a little bit of time. I'm going to give you till the weekend to go walking around your house going, how much of this stuff can I get out of here or out of my garage or out of my attic and get it over there and let them deal with it? I think you'll be shocked. I think you will have an eye-opening experience, and then it frees up a closet for you. That's the part that's just amazing to me, is how much more can I get in there that I really need to get to every day, that I could put in there. So I think you'll be surprised when you walk around your house. I think we all are a little shocked. Oh gosh. Well, thank you for coming on with us today. I just, like I said, learned something new, and that thrills me to death. I don't think I see any questions. I'm watching the chat box. So I'm kind of going back and forth here, looking at the chat box. I don't see any questions.
Well, so not a lot of talking this time.
Yeah, it was quiet. It was a quiet group, but I think this is so much more information than it is questions of, because it is what it is. It's storage. And while it's not the sexiest of conversations, it's with us every day. I mean, living in a house that's just too crammed full is, it's exhausting. You're sitting and looking something every day going, I wish that weren't there. How many times have we done that? How many months, weeks, years have we looked at something going, I wish that wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could park my car in the garage. Wow. I wish I could park my car in the garage. Wouldn't that be special? Yeah. Now you can.
Now you can use those garages for your nice cars and send everything else to us.
It's exactly right. Exactly right. Well, thanks for coming on, and you guys, thanks for listening, and we'll see you all next week.
Okay,
Bye,
thanks.
Taylor. Thanks.
Bye.